Hello and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I will be doing a reading for the sign of Sagittarius for the month of January 2023. I hope my Sagittarius friends are doing well out there. I hope the new year has started out in a strong way for you. I hope that you have had a period of rest and a period of time where you could, look towards the year ahead and plan some things and set some goals, because the next 12 months is definitely going to be very interesting. Dear Sagittarius, this is a general reading. Just wanted to remind you, if there is something that does not resonate, please don't make it resonate. Only take what you feel applies to you and leave the rest. I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Two of Wands, clarified by the Three of Cups. In the challenging position, we have the Seven of Wands, clarified by the Queen of Swords. In the present position, we have the Two of Cups, clarified by the Ten of Wands. And in the future outcome position, we do have the King of Pentacles, clarified by the Five of Wands. Really wonderful spread. Let's get right into it. In the past position, we have the Two of Wands, which is a card of planning. We see this person standing on high ground between these two wands, and he has the planet Earth in his hands. So in the past, you may have felt like you had the whole world open to you, many possibilities, many opportunities, and you could just, pursue what your fancy was at that time. You wanted to find your place in the world. You kind of went for it. You stepped up and left the comfort zone, and you just went for your goals and for your dreams. You were able to move forward in life, kind of realizing that there may be some struggles, but there's also a lot of strength that you have. So it's a really passionate card, and it's a really optimistic and really positive card of a person who understands what lies before him and still goes for it anyway. And you clearly made lots of friends, because we do have the Three of Cups here in the clarifying position. And you manifested connections into your life that, continue to help you even at this time. Now, in the challenging position, you do have the Seven of Wands, which is a card of a little bit of struggle because there's some competition. You see this person kind of standing on high ground, sort of defending himself against these other people that we do not see in this card, but we do see their wands. Now, the Seven of Wands, normally it's a pretty positive card because it is about standing up for your beliefs and not allowing other people's voices to drown out your own inner voice that is coming through. But when this card appears in the challenging position, it's saying to me that there may be something that you are feeling, kind of low, because there's a little bit of a loss of confidence, and maybe someone's voice from the outside actually was able to get in and is creating kind of havoc, on your inside, because you're starting to have some self-doubt. Well, what if that person's right? Or what if that person is correct? It is important to realize that you have boundaries. You also have boundaries with yourself as well. So that's important to remember, because sometimes people forget that you also have boundaries with yourself, and you will overcome and you will achieve the dreams and the goals that you have set yourself. It's also important to remember that sometimes dreams and goals change. You may start out dreaming and preparing for one goal, and then when all is said and done, you have a bit of a different goal. So it's important to remember that you have to have boundaries with yourself, but boundaries work both ways. It's important to set the boundaries, but it's not good to set the boundaries so hard that you alienate yourself. from others, that you get overwhelmed, to the point where you're kind of closing people off and stuff like that. So it's important to keep that balance. It's important to listen to your body. It's important to meditate, to drink plenty of water, to check in with yourself. In the morning, it's important to wake up and speak positively to yourself. What are the quality of your thoughts? If I were a guest in your head, would I be in a nice environment? Would I be offered a cup of hot tea? Would I, have maybe some snacks? Would I be entertained by playful banter? Or will it all be negative and, I'm this, I'm that, or whatever? No, the quality of your thoughts are very, very important. Alienating others is also not advisable, because right now, just the way the collective is, we need each other, and we need to kind of come together if possible, because it's all about being close with the friends and the neighbors and the coworkers and family and whoever else. You know what I mean? Because the governments right now aren't doing really well. If you look at the news, there's all kinds of problems in governments, and apparently, if you are to believe astrologers, there's going to be even more kind of breaking down of the old order, which means that we really can only depend on ourselves, and that's important to be aware of. You do have the Queen of Swords in the clarifying position, which tells me you may be kind of dealing with a person who's not super pleasant, who may be kind of cold-hearted and, not very compassionate and kind of just rude and bitter and cruel in a way they communicate. So you may feel like you're being triggered by that person. And again, it's important to have a safe space in your head, in your house. It's important to have a space where you can go and feel safe. And in order to feel safe, you have to meditate, because when you meditate, you allow the voice inside of you to tell you that you are the one with the power, that your power cannot be taken away. There's most problems can be solved, but I don't want you living a life where all you're doing is solving problems. Where am I going to go work? Where am I going to go live? Where am I going to get this or that or whatever? You can solve the problems. I have faith that you are fully capable of solving problems. But what I really want you to do is have a spiritual connection, because that's something that will sustain you. That's the light in the middle of darkness. That's the light that, like, for example, you can see the light here, right? Because it's physical and your eye can actually see it. The spiritual light is inside of you, and it's as real as this one, and it is warm, and so it's important to be in connection with yourself first and foremost. You have to take care of you before you go out there. So it's important to do those necessary steps. Now, in the present position, we have the Two of Cups, which tells me some of you may be reconciling and rebuilding a relationship with someone. Others of you may be starting a new relationship or a friendship or a partnership, because union comes in many different ways. And it's basically about giving and receiving. Giving emotional support, receiving emotional support. Giving some kind of a inspiration, receiving some kind of inspiration, giving some kind of healing, receiving some kind of healing. And so, spending quality time with a pet or a person or a coworker or a partner that kind of makes you feel like you are spiritually aligned. And that, that is always very good. Now, we do have the Ten of Wands in the clarifying position, which tells me that there may be some kind of a burden that you feel along with this connection. Now, it depends on the kind of personality that you have. Some people don't mind the burden. Like, I know plenty of people who are married to a person who has children from a previous marriage, and they integrate, and the family becomes, the family unit becomes very strong and very powerful and great. And I myself am part of a family, where my mom married a man that kind of took took me as a child or whatever, that and made them their own. You know what I mean? So I know the power of that. But other people may not do so well with a burden, and that kind of depends on an individual basis. Sometimes people find a burden like, I give too much in this relationship and I don't get enough back, or I feel I'm being taken advantage of, because of this burden or what have you. So it is literally a matter of perspective. It is how you see the burden. Sometimes a burden is not actually a burden. It's just a responsibility, and responsibility is a good thing because it grounds you, because it makes you stronger, because it creates really good karma to make promises and follow through on those promises. Responsibility keeps us out of harm's way. It keeps us protected. It's not just a burden. There's so much more that a responsibility does for us. Sometimes we think we save other people, and we find out later that we're the ones that are being saved. So it's a funny thing, the power play, especially when it comes to a connection between two beings. In the future outcome position, you do have the King of Pentacles, which is great because it's telling me you're realizing your potential. The King of Pentacles is a really great card. I love the Pentacles because they are earth energy, and I resonate with that because I'm a Taurus, and so I am very much earth energy. But I also have Sagittarius in my chart as well. And so the King of Pentacles is a great card because it's telling me that financially you will feel like you have stability, and like you are moving in the right direction. Some of you may even be promoted. Some of you may even kind of receive a raise. Some of you may have an income, like an extra income or a passive income, or maybe there's kind of some money that got lost along the way, now finally found its way to you. But there's definitely, a good stability, like financial security that is coming towards you, dear Sagittarius. We do see, however, the Five of Wands, which is a card of the competition and rivalry. So you may find yourself, that when people do well financially, it can attract some kind of rival type energy. So do make sure you keep your cards close to your chest. Make sure you don't share too much with other people regarding like information about finances and stuff like that. You want to keep that protected. And let's see what you have at the bottom of the deck, just out of curiosity. You have the Seven of Pentacles. So there's definitely investments that are under your control that you need to make sure you're investing them correctly. Resources come in many different forms. So as long as you kind of follow through and be really responsible regarding that, you should be fine in the month of January, dear Sagittarius. Let's see what the Angel Oracle card has for us. Of course, abundance. And again, abundance comes in many different ways. That doesn't necessarily mean that tomorrow you'll wake up and there's $1 million in your bank account, although we'll take that, we'll be happy with that. That's fine. But sometimes abundance comes in many different ways. Friends, relatives, pets, attention from co-workers. It can be, being chosen for a particular role. It could be that you complete a project in a really wonderful way and there's that unexpected reward. So abundance, comes in different ways. The universe is the one that, you would need to kind of work with in order to really narrow the abundance that you want to receive. And, you want to do different rituals. If you want to get monetary abundance, you want to do completely other rituals. If you want to, like attract more friends into your life or people that have similar energy. Like I recently discovered that I prefer people who have some kind of evolution, where I can see their growth. Because sometimes people don't want to experience growth and they very much kind of stay away from it. And so I realized those people, my energy with that energy just doesn't align. And so the more honest I am with my energy, the more I attract people that appreciate me. And so let's see what we can clarify with the Mystical Wisdom card that I pulled earlier today. And we have, don't worry, be happy. Definitely there's a divine plan for everything that is happening. It's important to have faith that things will work out. And as long as you work with the universe, I think you're going to be great. And sometimes we do hit, a block. And so we do a detour. And sometimes people kind of have regrets about that, but it's okay, because every detour brings an experience that makes us stronger, smarter, more efficient, more charismatic, and more, strong, and believe, gives us a belief in ourselves. So remember to trust the universe, but also remember that you have the power, you have the free will to direct, which way you want to go, where you want to give energy. Because if you don't want to go a certain way, don't give any energy to that, I hope you enjoyed this reading, dear Sagittarius. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Please don't forget to visit me on Instagram, and I will see you soon.